everybody, and thank you for joining us for the Spring 2018 semester second edition of LTV News. On today's program, we'll be talking about such College of New Jersey events as HackTCNJ and the first annual liftoff competition. Stay with us. From Kensal Hall, I'm Kelsey Haines. Let's get started. From Saturday, February 24th to Sunday, February 25th, students participated in HackTCNJ, the annual hackathon hosted here at the college's education building. Computer coders of all skill levels formed teams and were tasked with creating an app from scratch in just 24 hours, putting their creative and technical talents to work. Free food and swag were handed out, and representatives from sponsoring organizations spoke to interested students about recruitment opportunities and jobs within the computer engineering field. We sent an LTV News correspondent to the event to find out more.
Thanks, Kelsey. I'm Bauer here at HackTCNJ 2018. Let's go talk to some people involved in this event.
HackTCNJ is a hackathon, and for those people that don't know what that is, it's basically a 24-hour computer science event where people from all over can come and code together and just collaborative group projects, or they can work alone. And it's a great experience, like, to do projects together outside of the curriculum that they do, like, in class. And it's really open to everyone, not just computer science majors.
Back, I think, in 2013 or 2014, a couple of our students started going to hackathons, mostly at the University of Pennsylvania and Rutgers. And it was a new thing for them. And it had been going on for a couple of years in colleges around the area. So I went with the students to Rutgers for a fall hackathon, just to learn what a hackathon was and figure out how we could organize and do one here. And I met with a representative from GitHub who really helped me answer some questions, understand, how to organize a good hackathon. And the following spring, we had our first one here at TCNJ, drew students from Princeton, Rutgers, TCNJ obviously. Back then I want to say we had maybe 75 hackers the first year, but it was neat, and we had all the fun of explaining to the administration why we need so much extra power, networking, and what hacking is, and it's not malicious, it's actually just, a coding event.
I'm actually a former TCNJ student, and I was a computer science major here, and HackTCNJ is one of the first hackathons I ever attended, and I got a ton of really awesome experience out of it. I learned a lot at my first hackathon, like more than I did in my first 2 semesters here at school. So I just had such an awesome and eye-opening experience at that hackathon that I knew once I started working full-time at Truveris in New York that I wanted to provide or help HackTCNJ provide that service for additional students.
So we're developing a education-based app to let the user learn how to understand binary and convert binary numbers into decimal numbers.
We're designing an app that focuses on kids 10 and up to get them interested in science and stuff like that. So binary, so they're like, oh, what's binary? And then find out it's for coding and stuff like that. So hopefully they get into the STEM field.
I'm trying to make an application that can scan the numbers off of physical dice when you roll them. Because I'm a huge nerd. I play games like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and stuff like that. And when you play online, it's just not as fun to just click a button and have it display a number.
It's a great way for companies to reach students, especially in terms of internships, which is one of the big reasons my company's here. And it's also a nice way to give back because you can get involved and do some mentoring, help the students do software development, mobile development, which we do every day. So it gives them a nice environment to just sort of try something new, learn a new technology, learn a new programming language, build something stupid, build something fun, build something serious, have a chance at a few prizes, and also network with some developers. And so this year in particular, there's a whole bunch of alums that were my former students that are back with their companies, And so the current students, especially TCNJ ones, can talk to them about, what are you doing? Where did you go after work? What's work been like the first 2 or 3 years? What's it like to work in New York City, that kind of stuff.
We're absolutely impressed. Thank you guys so much for coming out for HackTCNJ and making this like great experience, not just for us giving you the opportunity to come over here, but also, making the whole experience worthwhile for us to see how, some of the amazing projects that came out of the last weekend.
Like, our intent was like people in impoverished areas especially don't have access to computers and things like that, and especially in those areas there are things called food deserts, so a lot of times they don't get nutritional foods, and there's a lot of issues with related to heart disease because they're not eating nutritional food. So we made this app so that they could track how many calories they're eating just by texting this number.
We wanted to make some sort of accessibility application that would help those who are disabled, or those who are elderly who need some help, maybe opening doors, turning on lights, but maybe don't have access to the other available options. So we wanted to make a sort of framework that would allow you to use gestures to control different smart IoT devices. The first thing that we did is we just made a quick little demo in Unity showing how you would open a door. We have a live stream there of a light bulb in Ryan's house. So basically when the door and when you go and close the door, the light turns off. When you open it, the light turns on.
Well, as you can see, this is quite an amazing event with a lot of amazing people. And with that, back to you in the studio.
Next up, TCNJ students pushed their limits in the first annual lift-off competition presented by Exercise is Medicine on campus and Recreate Your Night on Saturday, February 24th. Divided by weight class, students demonstrated their muscular might by competing for the heaviest squat, bench press, and deadlift. LTV News headed on over to the Packer Hall gym to see this showcase of strength and power firsthand.
Thanks, Kelsey. I'm here at the inaugural TCNJ Liftoff, where students are pushing their limits and learning about staying healthy. Let's go talk to some of them.
We did a fitness challenge last semester for Recreate Your Night, and we had a lot of people there who said they would really love to make a weightlifting competition out of it. Our fitness competition was a little less risky, less heavy, more about body weight movements, not necessarily weighted movements. So we had a lot of students there who kind of gave us the inspiration, and then I sent an email out to the HES club, which is called Exercise is Medicine, and they were really interested in the idea too. So we decided to throw this together for the semester for the first year ever.
So Exercise is Medicine is part of a huge, it's a national brand. It's an ACSM funded organization, and the whole purpose is to push the idea that exercise can be medicine, that it's something that can be used as a prescription for people who are unhealthy, suffering from chronic conditions. Recreate Your Night, they really like to do events that are late at night to get people to do kind of alternative ways of hanging out at night, maybe get them to not spend the night out like they normally would, but do something that's more positive. So we thought a lifting event would be a good thing for us to do together because they had previously done stuff at the fitness center.
You've seen kids that have backgrounds in training doing really well, hitting some good numbers. Then other people just trying to figure out where they're at to kind of see a baseline, because some people may not ever do this type of training or this type of lifting in general. So now they can kind of baseline and see where they're at, so going forward they can readjust how they do all their training.
Just wanted to see what I can do today. I've never really trained to do the squat, bench, and deadlift all on the same day. I've always trained to do one lift one day, another lift the other day. I figured this would be a good idea just to see what I can do, test myself like any other powerlifter out there, go to a meet, see what I can do, and have a good time, see some really cool things. It's motivating, it's inspiring too. So to answer the question of what fit means to me, just staying physical in something, whether it's, you know, for endurance, for speed, for strength. I like to be strong, so I train to be strong. I like to train heavy, particular big lifts. I want to do as much as I can relative to my size, see what I'm capable of, and just keeping track of the journey from when I first started about 2 years ago to now. I'm just looking for that every point in time, just how to get better. And so far, it's been phenomenal. I'm very proud. I'm continuing, and I'm very optimistic for next year.
We hope the students who compete in this challenge get to build a community of like-minded people who like to lift. They make some friends. They, you know, give a head nod to each other at the gym now. We also hope that they'll be able to learn a little bit about themselves, push themselves mentally and physically, and then kind of learn more about the movements that they're being challenged to do, so squats, deadlifts, and bench presses.
We have events all the time with all our 20 varsity sports, but nothing like this. I was very glad to help kind of start this up with the Exercise Science Club, and it's something I think going forward be a fun thing to do, every semester potentially.
A great turnout for a first-year event with many more years to come. Back to you, Kelsey.
That does it for this edition of LTV News. If you're interested in joining LTV, email us at ltv@tcnj.edu, and be sure to find our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. From all of us here at Lions Television, I'm Kelsey Haines. See you next time.